Oh, drink out. There we go. So, happy Thursday, folks. Well, the good news is I am feeling better. I did sleep a bit better from yesterday. But I'll be honest, I should have started this video. I probably should have started this video like a good 10, 12 minutes earlier, but I just couldn't get out of bed. And that's kind of workable. Hopefully tomorrow I'll get my act together and I'll be able to, prioritize. Because luckily this is a weekend where, at the end of the day, I immediately head out to the lake. And therefore I prioritize, getting up super early so I can, just head up to the lake when I'm done. And make sure I have everything to go for the lake. Because, once I leave here tomorrow morning, I'm not seeing this place again until Sunday night. I'm not gonna lie though, it actually does feel it does feel kind of weird that I literally just came back from vacation that was like over a week and a half. And, I immediately have to not be here for, well, really 2 nights, I guess, but still. And, again, as all over the place this week has been, it has been nice to be here. It really has been. This is why I wish they invented teleportation, because if it really was that troublesome, I could just simply, teleport from the lake to here in a matter of, seconds. And if I did forget something, I could immediately just, grab it and then take it to the lake. But no, I gotta do it the old-fashioned way. I gotta get up early. Gotta make sure I grab everything I need. And that also means I gotta feel like utter garbage if I forget something, and believe me, that has happened before. So, yeah. Let's see. I guess as long as, I'm thinking about it and talking about it, I really never did the Saiyan Saga for Dragon Ball Z. I could talk about it now, I suppose. You know what? I think I just realized what, I never did my low my high, my parents did. Okay, so, I think my low was I legitimately think I forgot something. Like, I really think I forgot to do something, and I don't think I did a good thing. Oh. My low, I really would say is I'm also tired. Very tired. Not quite as tired as yesterday, but still pretty tired. My high is, considering how I woke up, the day can only get better, and, it did. It did get a little better, and it was nice to actually have an evening with my folks after, I was with them all week, but, I actually never saw my mom on Monday because, she had to work like 16 hours, so I didn't see her at all. And then there was, Tuesday where, I saw her for like a brief moment, but then she had to immediately go back to work. And then yesterday was like the first real good evening I had with my folks, and it was nice. I was glad to be back. And I did work on a little something that, for the most part, I got over with. I just need to work on a couple of things as well. Nothing major that I can discuss yet, but, considering, let's just say it involved a lot of paperwork. Even though the paperwork was just me signing my name a lot. I'll just say that. Let's see. My act of kindness was, well, typically I normally do Wednesday. Brought the garbage, emptied the humidifier, emptied filled the dishwasher for my folks. My parents actually have a sandbox for my nephews to play in, and last night my mom went to Lowe's, I believe, and got like several bags of sand. And the way their house works is, you can walk around the house to the backyard where the sandbox is, and basically I helped my dad carry like he carried 2 50-pound bags, I carried 3 to the sandbox. And here's the thing. If it wasn't for the fact my mom's had like 2 wrist surgeries and 2 knee surgeries, she could have carried, at least one of those bags, but she really couldn't do that. So it's so weird. Like, this is obviously old sand that's in the sandbox. Obviously it's like wet from, the weather and stuff like that. Like, maybe I'm just like, it's been a while since I've been anywhere near actual sand, but I would think you need to like wait for old sand to dry before you add new sand to a box. So, again, that's just me. I really wouldn't know. Anything about that stuff. So as long as I'm thinking about it, let's talk about the Saiyan Saga. Why not? Let's get it done. Of course that happens. Can't do anything. Are you serious? Okay. That's odd. It's odd that was happening. So, listen, at this point, the world knows the story of Dragon Ball Z a lot more than the original Dragon Ball. Keep in mind, in the early 90s, I grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, and, all you ever got was, little tidbits regarding Goku's past in terms of what happened in the original Dragon Ball. So, when we actually got Dragon Ball here in America, when basically the first part of the actual story, it was a shock to everyone that we were finally able to get it. But by that point, Dragon Ball Z had all been wrapped up. To this very day, I can still remember how, growing, before Funimation took over for, dubbing the voices that we know today, we had what was called the Ocean dub. Yeah, I know there was the Harmony Gold dub, but I wasn't aware of that. So I grew up watching the Ocean dub. And because, this is before people realized that filler was a thing, I think, like, literally the running joke, and to this day I know this joke is, you know, Goku gets all the way to Namek only to fight rats again. What that means is, it gets to about the time where, for the Ocean Dub, where Goku is beginning to fight the Ginyu Force on Namek. But that's a different saga. But it immediately goes back to the start of Dragon Ball Z, which is the Saiyan Saga, which is right now, that I'm talking about. So again, at this point, a lot of people already know the real story of how, you know, Goku is obviously more than what he appears to be. But no one ever could have, I mean, Goku being an alien from outer space technically isn't really something that's new. Superman, everybody? That's actually why they have those comparisons to Goku and Superman. I mean, listen, I'm a firm believer, listen, I know that a lot of people would say that Goku is better than Superman, and yeah, I'm one of those people too. But if you're really going to compare those two characters, you know, just remember this. Both characters are the protagonists of their respective stories. They're good guys. Why do we need to compare them? But that's just me. No, that's my 2 cents. I mean, Goku being an alien, you know, again, that's nothing new. Again, Superman. Hell, the idea of a baby being abandoned by their parents or having their parents send them away is as old as the Bible. You know, the story of Moses. So, it's not like this was anything new or groundbreaking, at least in terms of story ideas and story perspective. But for the overall narrative, it was actually quite brilliant. Because it was able to explain a lot of things. How and why Goku was much stronger for, you know, an Earthling than meets the eye. It explained how he was able to get stronger after every hard battle he ever fought. It was able to explain his resiliency. It explained a lot of things. But because he was raised on Earth, you know, he would really only know, I mean, don't get me wrong, he fought strong people on Earth. But Earthlings are nothing compared to, well, you know, Saiyans. Which is why when Goku's brother Raditz showed up, you know, it really was the first time, probably in the entire series, where Goku wasn't just having a hard time. He legitimately struggled. And the fact that he had to team up with Piccolo of all people. Remember, Piccolo was like the big bad of, you know, Dragon Ball at the very end. For all intents and purposes, Goku and Piccolo were the 2 most powerful fighters on Earth at the time. And they both legitimately struggled against Raditz. It took literally Goku holding down Raditz and Piccolo using his special beam cannon to kill Raditz, with Goku in the process to finally bring him down. Which is another twist. Goku dies. You have the main character of your story, and Goku dies. I mean, obviously with the Dragon Balls, you can wish him back, of course, so no need to worry about that. But Piccolo is telling Raditz this, and Raditz says, my comrades have been listening to this whole conversation. They'll be at Earth in 1 year. So now it's a race for Goku to go to King Kai, another world, to be trained by King Kai for the arrival of the Saiyans. Meanwhile, Piccolo has to train Gohan, who, if it wasn't for what Gohan did, getting mad and attacking Raditz like he did, like, that battle really probably would have been lost. And then there was the arrival of Nappa and Vegeta. I mean, listen, I really could go on and on about all the iconic moments of this arc. The fact that, you know, Yamcha won, but, you know, the Cybermen did like the whole kamikaze thing, and that's how Yamcha died. How Chao Su sacrificed himself in vain to defeat Nappa. And how Tien also fought as valiantly as he could, but he also died trying to fight Nappa. Seriously, Nappa's body count in this arc is quite substantial when you think about it. And then when all hope is lost, Piccolo is dead because he sacrificed himself trying to save Gohan from a really desperate attack. That's when Goku arrives. Which, I gotta say, kudos to Akira Toriyama for really upping the stakes for this. Because they wished Goku back. And Goku thought it would, you know, King Kai just really teleport him back to Earth. No, he has to go through all 1 million miles of Snake Way again. Which took him, you know, the good 7 months at least to get to the very end. And what's worse, with Goku's new strength, you know, he could get through Snake Way faster, but it would take him 2 days pretty much from start to finish to get it done. And the Saiyans are coming in 1 day. So, yikes. And then, of course, there's Goku versus Vegeta. Well, first there's Goku versus Nappa, and, you know, the fact that Goku was able to essentially break Nappa's spine, and then Vegeta tossing him aside and literally destroying him. Listen, this is like, I mean, nowadays we know Vegeta, for all intents and purposes, as a hero. But this is before any of that. And, I mean, Goku versus Vegeta is one of the greatest fights, probably not just in anime or manga, but all of fiction. And it still holds up even today. Particularly the Kamehameha versus the Gallic Gong Bean struggle. That's still iconic. There's Vegeta transforming into a great ape and all but breaking every bone in Goku's body. And Gohan stepping up and, you know, take him on. Krillin holding the spirit bomb that Goku made, and it still didn't work. Like, for every good, like, I know you can't have plot convenience without sacrifice, but good God, this really is a roller coaster arc. And it culminates in, you know, they finally have Vegeta on the ropes, and Vegeta's struggling to leave. Krillin has Yajirobe's sword. Yajirobe uses the sword to cut off Vegeta's tail. And right as Krillin's about to put an end to all this, Goku's like, stop, don't do it. Now listen, Goku is a good guy. And to my knowledge, like, he doesn't really kill. Not very much anyway. So, he was never going to let Vegeta straight up die. But this is when the whole trope of Goku wanting to become stronger and fighting strong opponents, this is pretty much where it really, well, technically, King Piccolo is where it began, but we really wouldn't know the extent of it until this arc, when he lets Vegeta go. I mean, were it not for letting Vegeta go, we wouldn't have the story we have right now. But it just goes to show, like, one decision by Goku, or I say by Goku, really was written by Akira Toriyama, so technically this was Akira Toriyama, you know, to let Vegeta live. And now there's the threat that Vegeta might come back and he'll finish the job. And in the meantime, we've lost so many good allies. Piccolo, Yamcha, Tien, and Chaozu. What do we do now? Without Piccolo, the Dragon Balls are gone, because Kami's dead too. Well, we gotta go to Planet Namek. But I'll save that for next time. I hope you like this video. If you like, share the YouTube channel. For me, as always, I'm very humble in this video. For you guys watching Joe today, we'll be a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Remember, if you want to talk channel, we'll be here to end. Always be back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.